I am going to solve this problem 3.8. In this problem it is said that the 20 kg homogeneous smooth sphere rests on the two inclines as shown, right? So this is that homogeneous sphere and it has a mass of 20 kg, right? So its weight will be 20 times 9.81. So it is said that determine the contact forces at A and B, right? So let's say that this is that homogeneous smooth sphere and let's say that this is the center of gravity of this sphere, this cross, right? So if we draw the contact forces, right, so at this point A there will be a contact force and that contact force will be perpendicular to this incline, right, and the line of action of that contact force will pass through this point G, right. So if I draw that force, so this will be that force and this will be passing through that point G, right. So if I draw it here, right, and if I extend the line of action of this, so this will be somewhere like this. And if we draw the other contact force at this point B, so then this will be perpendicular to this second incline and it will pass through that center point, right. So let's draw it here, right. So if we isolate this sphere from the whole system, right, so that will be our free body diagram. So if I isolate this and if I move it, so then this is our free body diagram. And let me draw the x and y axes. If I draw it, so this will be our and if I extend the line of action of this contact force as well, right. So let's say that this is that an A contact force and this is an B contact force and this is the center of gravity and the mass of this sphere will act at this point, right. So if I draw that mass as well, right, so this will be that weight, sorry, so this will be that weight in this direction, right, and this weight is 20 times 9.81. If I draw that contact force at this point A again and if I extend it, let's say that this is that an A contact force at this point A, right, and if I extend it and if I extend this line as well, so if this is 75 and this is 90 degrees, right, since this contact force is perpendicular to this, so what is this angle, right. So this is this angle will be, let's say that this is theta. So theta will be equal to, or we can say that theta plus 75 plus plus 90 degrees will be equal to 180 degrees. So theta will be equal to 180 minus 90 minus 75. So this is 90 minus 75. So this theta is 15 degrees, right? And if I draw a line parallel to this line, right, if I draw a horizontal line here as well, so if this is 15 degrees, so then this angle is also 15 degrees, right. So I can mention that this angle is 15 degrees. And similarly, if I draw that another contact force at this point B, right, let's say that this is that contact force at this point B and let's say that this is alpha, right. So again this alpha will be equal to, this angle is 30 degrees and this is perpendicular, right. So if you want to find alpha, so again alpha plus 30 degrees plus 90 degrees will be equal to 180 degrees and alpha will be equal to 180 minus 90 minus 30, right. So this will be 90 minus 30, so this is 60 degrees. So alpha is 60 degrees. So this means that this angle alpha is 60 degrees and if I draw another horizontal line, so these two angles are alternate angles, so this will be 60 degrees. So we can say that this is 60 degrees, right. So now we can apply the conditions of equilibrium. So if I write that the summation of forces along x is equal to 0, so we need to resolve these two contact forces into its components, right. So this one will have one component in this direction, let's say this direction, and it will have one component in this direction. right? So if this is our theta, so then this is the cos component, right? So this will be, if we apply this and we say that this is our positive direction, so then we will write that NA cos of 15 degrees, right? And if we resolve this NB, so it will have one component in this direction like this, and it will have one component in this same direction. Let me write here, right? This reaction is on the top of this, but I am drawing it somewhere here, right? So this is the cos component, right? And this is in the negative x direction. If this is our positive x and this is our positive y, so this component of this NB is in the negative x direction. So we will write minus NB cos of 60 degrees, and this will be equal to 0 since there is no other component in this direction, right? So this means that NA is equal to NB cos of 60 degrees divided by cos of 15 degrees. So let me solve this ratio. So this means that NA is equal to 0.577 NB, right? So let's say that this is equation 1, right? So now if we apply the summation of forces along y equal to 0, right, and let's say that this is our positive y direction and this is our positive direction, let's see. So we have these two components in the positive y direction. So this component, this purple component, is the component of this NA, and it is the sine component. So we will write NA sine of 15 degrees. Similarly, I will add up this NB component, and this is NB sine of 60 degrees, right? And similarly, this weight is in the negative direction, right? So we will write minus 20 into 9.81, and this will be equal to 0, right? So if we put this value of NA in this equation, right, so we will be left with only one variable, with one unknown and one equation, right? So if I put that, so this will be 0.577 NB sine of 15 degrees plus NB sine of 60 degrees, and if we take this to the other side of equation, so this will be 20 into 9.81, and if I take NB common from this, so this will be 0.577 sine of 15 degrees plus sine of 60 degrees equals to 20 into 9.81, and if we divide this by this thing, so we will get NB. So if I solve this, so we will get the contact force at point B, and B comes out to be 193.2 newtons, right? So this is the contact force at B, and using equation 1 we can find NA. So NA is equal to 0.577 into NB, right? So we can write it like this. So it will be 0.577 multiplied by 193.2, so we get 111.5 newtons, right? So this is the contact force at A. So this is the solution of this problem. I have done one small mistake here. This is 0.517, right? So this is 0.517 NB. So if we put 0.517 here, right, so this NB comes out to be 196.2, right? So this is 196.2, and now if we put this value in this, so we will get 0.517 into 196.2, so this comes out to be 101.4 newtons, right? So this is the solution of this problem.